Have you ever woken up feeling weaker than the day before? Maybe your muscles just don't respond like they used to, or you find yourself forgetting small things more often. It's easy to blame all of this on getting older, isn't it? But what if I told you that it's not just age holding you back? That sometimes, the real reasons are hidden beneath the surface, quietly shaping how you feel every day. Many people overlook these subtle signs, thinking they're just normal parts of growing old. But what if these little changes are signals that can be improved, or even reversed? In today's video, we're going to explore 6 simple yet powerful things you can still do at 70 that prove you're winning at life. Stick around, because by the end, I'll share the most important habit that can change everything about how you age, with strength, joy, and independence. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Thing number 1. Stay physically active every day. It's a quiet morning. The sun is just peeking through the window, painting the living room with a gentle golden light. You reach for your slippers and swing your legs off the bed, maybe feeling a familiar tightness in your knees or a little ache in your lower back. The house is silent except for the soft hum of the fridge and the distant sound of birds outside. You make your way to the kitchen, steadying yourself with the wall just a bit more than you used to. For a moment, you pause, noticing how getting up and moving around feels a little harder these days. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people in their 70s quietly accept stiffness, slower movement, or a little weakness as just another normal part of growing older. Maybe you've even told yourself, "I'm not as young as I used to be. Of course, things will slow down." Or perhaps you've heard friends say, after 70, you just have to accept that you can't do what you did before. It's easy to believe that growing older means letting go of your favorite walks, gardening, dancing in the kitchen, or playing with the grandkids. But is that true? Is slowing down truly inevitable, or is there more to the story? Let me challenge that idea for a moment. What if that stiffness, those aches, and even some of the fatigue you feel each morning aren't simply age catching up, but rather a quiet signal from your body, urging you to move more, not less? Science tells us that the loss of muscle, balance, and energy isn't just about birthdays adding up. It's about movement, or the lack of it. Studies have shown that many of the physical changes we attribute to aging are consequences of an increasingly sedentary lifestyle. When we stop moving, our bodies adapt by losing muscle, flexibility, and strength, which in turn makes everyday activities feel harder, reinforcing the idea that we can't do it anymore. It's a cycle, but one that can be broken. So, what's going on inside your body? When you stop using your muscles, a process called sarcopenia begins. This is a slow, gradual loss of muscle mass and strength. Sarcopenia isn't just an abstract medical term. It's the reason climbing stairs becomes exhausting, why balance gets trickier, and why getting up from a chair might require a little extra effort. What's surprising is how quickly it can start, and how much of it is preventable, no matter your age. Even in your 70s, your body retains an astonishing capacity to adapt, repair, and grow stronger if you give it the right signals. And those signals, they're as simple as moving every day. But before you picture a gym full of intimidating machines or imagine a marathon, let's get real. Staying physically active at 70 doesn't mean running 5 miles or lifting heavy weights, unless you genuinely want to. Instead, it's about weaving gentle, joyful movement into your daily routine in ways that fit your life and your energy. Think of it as honoring your body, not punishing it. A 10-minute walk down the block, stretching while you watch the news, simple chair exercises, tending to your garden, or even dancing to your favorite oldies in the living room. These small acts are powerful medicine for your muscles, bones, and mind. Here's the science in plain English. Moving your body, no matter how gently, keeps blood flowing, delivers oxygen and nutrients to your joints, and triggers the release of hormones that help you feel happier and more energetic. Movement maintains your independence, reduces the risk of falls, and even supports memory and mood by stimulating your brain. You don't need fancy equipment, expensive classes, or a background in fitness. You just need a willingness to begin, right where you are. Let me share the story of Mr. Tom, a retired teacher from Ohio. At 72, Tom found himself moving less and less. His daily walks to the mailbox became occasional, then rare. His knees ached, and his mood slipped. One day, after his doctor gently encouraged him to move a little every day, Tom decided to try. He started with 5 minutes of walking each morning. At first, it was slow and a bit uncomfortable. But after a week, something shifted. His knees hurt less, he felt more awake, and he looked forward to those quiet moments outside. Encouraged, Tom added some gentle stretches after breakfast, and even dusted off his old garden tools to tend a few tomatoes. Now, a year later, Tom walks with friends at the park every Tuesday and says he feels 20 years younger. His aches haven't disappeared completely, but his spirit and strength have returned in ways he never expected. You don't have to become a fitness fanatic. The most important thing is to find movements that bring you joy and to make them a regular part of your day. You might start with a simple goal: walk to the end of the driveway and back. If you enjoy music, try dancing in the living room. If you have trouble with balance, seated exercises can be incredibly effective. Even light housework, like sweeping or folding laundry, counts as movement. Listen to your body. Move a little more when you feel good, and rest when you need it. If you're not sure where to start, talk to your doctor or check out community classes for seniors. Many are designed for beginners and focus on safety and fun. It's easy to let the days slip by without much movement, especially if you live alone or feel unsure about what's safe. But remember, motion is lotion for your joints, and every bit of activity helps. The simple act of moving each day can transform not just your body, but your mood, your confidence, and even your connection with others. You are not alone on this journey. Millions of Americans over 70 are rediscovering the power and joy of movement, one step at a time. So today, permit yourself to start small. Open the door, breathe in the morning air, and take a walk around your kitchen or down the driveway. Celebrate every movement, no matter how modest it seems. Because every time you choose to move, you're sending your body and your spirit a powerful message. You're still here, still capable, and still winning at life. Remember, it's not about how far you go, but that you keep going. Your best years can still be filled with strength, freedom, and the kind of joy that only comes from honoring your amazing, resilient self. Thing number 2. Maintain social connections. Imagine a quiet afternoon, the kind where the clock ticks a little slower and the sunlight drifts lazily across your living room floor. Maybe you find yourself looking out the window, watching the world go by, wondering what your children or old friends are doing today. The phone sits on the table, silent. You remember the laughter around family dinners, the gentle squeeze of a friend's hand, or the simple joy of chatting with neighbors on the porch. Now, those moments seem more distant, tucked away in memory like favorite photos in a dusty album. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many seniors, especially after retirement or after the kids have moved out, experience a creeping sense of isolation. Maybe it started with fewer invitations to family gatherings, or perhaps you lost touch with friends who moved away. For some, the passing of a spouse or a lifelong companion leaves a quiet ache that words can't quite reach. It's easy to tell yourself that this loneliness is just part of growing old, that everyone your age must be feeling it too. But what if that's not the full story? What if you could still nurture deep, joyful connections, no matter your age or your circumstances? Let's pause and flip the script for a moment. What if I told you that your need for meaningful connection doesn't fade with age? That loneliness isn't something you're meant to simply endure, but rather a signal urging you to reach out? Studies show that social connection is as vital to your health as diet and exercise. Some even say it's as important as quitting smoking or managing your blood pressure. Yes, being close to others isn't just nice, it's life-saving. The real tragedy is not in getting older, but in believing that it's too late to build or rebuild the bonds that make life worth living. Here's why this matters so much. When you interact with people who care about you, family, friends, neighbors, even the friendly cashier at the grocery store, your brain releases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine, which lift your mood and reduce stress. Staying connected can help protect against depression, lower your risk of heart disease, and even strengthen your immune system. On the flip side, ongoing loneliness has been linked to higher risks of cognitive decline and earlier mortality. Your heart, mind, and body are wired for connection. Social ties keep your memory sharp, give your days structure, and provide a safety net of support when life gets tough. The beauty of social connection is that it comes in many forms, and there's no one-size-fits-all. Maybe you love Sunday dinners with your grandchildren, chatting about their school and dreams. Or perhaps you prefer the comfort of old friends who remember your stories and laugh at your old jokes. For some, a neighborly wave or a quick chat at the mailbox is enough to brighten the day. Even in our digital age, a phone call, a video chat, or a letter in the mail can bridge any distance and bring warmth to your heart. Let me share the story of Mrs. Evelyn, a retired nurse from Minnesota. After her husband passed away, Evelyn felt the walls closing in around her. She stopped going to her weekly church group and found herself eating meals alone in front of the TV. Her daughter noticed the change and gently encouraged her to try something new. Evelyn joined a local seniors book club. At first, she worried she'd have nothing to talk about or that the others wouldn't welcome her. But as the weeks passed, Evelyn found herself looking forward to their lively discussions and even met another widow who became a close friend. That connection pulled Evelyn out of her shell. Soon she was hosting small gatherings at her home, and her laughter returned, brighter than ever. You might be wondering, but what if I'm shy? What if everyone else already has their circle? The truth is, many people feel the same uncertainty. Reaching out can feel daunting, especially after a long period of solitude. Start small. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Invite a neighbor over for coffee or tea. Join a class at your local community center. Many places offer programs for seniors, from art workshops to walking groups. If getting out is difficult, consider online groups or phone trees, which allow you to connect without leaving home. Even volunteering for a cause you care about can introduce you to like-minded folks who share your values. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Sometimes, technology can feel overwhelming, but it's also a bridge. Ask a family member to show you how to use video calling, or write a heartfelt letter and mail it to a friend. You might be surprised by how much joy comes from rekindling an old friendship or starting a new one, even at 70 or beyond. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Your community is often closer than you think. And for those who feel nervous or out of practice, take heart. Every small step counts. A simple hello can lead to a deep conversation, and a single gathering can turn into a cherished tradition. If you stumble or feel awkward at first, that's normal. Most important is to try, and to remember that reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Social connection isn't about grand gestures or constant company. It's about having a few people you can truly count on, and about allowing yourself to both give and receive kindness. It's about sharing your stories, listening to others, and creating new memories, no matter your age. These moments of closeness not only brighten your days, but they strengthen your heart, your mind, and your spirit. So if you're watching this today, I want to remind you, you are never too old, too quiet, or too far away to build or rebuild meaningful connections. The world needs your laughter, your wisdom, and your presence. Reach out, even if it's just a little at first. Because every time you do, you add color to your own life and the lives of those around you. You are not alone, And that, more than anything, is proof that you're still winning at life. Thing number 3. Nurture your soul through hobbies and passions. It's a rainy afternoon, and you find yourself at home, watching droplets race down the windowpane. Maybe you remember a time when your days were filled with purpose, raising children, building a career, caring for a busy household. Now, with more quiet hours and fewer demands, it's easy to feel like the world has slowed down. You might flip through TV channels, browse the newspaper, or simply sit and listen to the hum of your home. In those silent moments, a gentle longing can surface, the sense that something is missing, a spark that once brought color to your life. You're not alone if you've ever felt this way. Many people over 65 feel a subtle emptiness or restlessness, wondering how to fill the hours in a way that brings true meaning. Some might say, that's just how it goes as you get older. Hobbies are for the young, and passions fade with age. But is that true? What if your soul needs nourishment just as much as your body does? What if the desire to create, learn, or lose yourself in something you love never truly goes away, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated? Let's flip the old assumption on its head. What if these quieter years are the perfect time to rediscover or even reinvent your passions? Science agrees. Engaging in hobbies and creative pursuits isn't just a way to pass time. It's a lifeline for your mind and spirit. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. When you dive into a hobby, whether it's painting, gardening, playing music, woodworking, or even learning a new skill, your brain lights up. It releases chemicals like dopamine, which bring a feeling of joy and satisfaction. Hobbies help sharpen memory, support mental health, and lower stress levels. They can even slow cognitive decline and improve your physical health by lowering blood pressure and reducing feelings of loneliness. Researchers have found that seniors who regularly engage in hobbies and passions are not only happier but also often healthier, more resilient, and less prone to depression. These activities give your days rhythm, your mind a challenge, and your heart a reason to look forward to tomorrow. The beautiful thing is, there are no rules and no deadlines. Your passion doesn't have to be something grand or showy. Maybe you love to cook old family recipes, knit scarves for your grandchildren, or tend to a patch of tomatoes and basil on the porch. Maybe you've always wanted to write stories, paint landscapes, build model trains, or learn a new instrument. Why not start now? Each hobby, no matter how simple, is a thread that ties you back to yourself and to the world around you. Let me tell you about Mr. Walter, a retired postman from Oregon. After he left work, Walter struggled with long, empty afternoons. He missed the friendly faces on his old route and felt restless at home. His daughter remembered how much he once loved working with his hands and bought him a small set of watercolor paints for his birthday. At first, Walter hesitated. He hadn't painted since high school. But on a whim, he picked up the brush and began. His first attempts were clumsy, but he felt a spark he hadn't known in years. Over time, his kitchen table filled with sketches and vibrant landscapes. He started attending a weekly painting class at the local community center, where he found new friends and a place to belong. "Painting saved me," Walter likes to say. "It gave me back a part of myself I thought was gone." If you're not sure where to start, think back. What activities brought you joy as a child or young adult? Was it singing in the church choir, growing flowers, fixing up old cars, or solving puzzles? You can also try something entirely new. There are countless resources online, at local libraries, or community centers. Many senior organizations offer free or low-cost classes in everything from quilting to photography, birdwatching to creative writing. Don't worry about being perfect or impressing anyone. This is for you. Allow yourself the freedom to play, to experiment, and to learn. Some days, motivation may be hard to find. That's natural. Start small. Set aside just 15 minutes to do something that lights you up. Put on your favorite music and doodle, bake cookies for a neighbor, or join a virtual book club. If your hands aren't as steady as they once were, try new techniques or adaptive tools. There are wonderful communities and support groups ready to help. Remember, hobbies aren't about results. They're about enjoying the process, losing yourself in the moment, and reconnecting with your creativity and joy. Here's a gentle promise. When you nurture your soul with passions and hobbies, you're investing in your health, happiness, and sense of purpose. The world is full of stories of seniors who found new meaning and community through their interests. Like Alice, who began writing poetry at 78 and now shares her verses with her grandchildren. Or Joe, who learned to play the ukulele after 70 and brings music to local senior gatherings. These are not exceptions. They are reminders that it is never too late. So today, permit yourself to nurture your soul. Dust off that old guitar, plant seeds in a garden, pick up a pen or a paintbrush, or sign up for a class that sparks your curiosity. You don't need anyone's approval or a special reason. Your joy is reason enough. Let your passions be your guide, and let them fill your days with purpose and pleasure. You have so much to give, and so much yet to discover. Every moment spent on a hobby is a gift to yourself, a reminder that your spirit is ageless and your heart still craves beauty, challenge, and connection. No matter where you are in life, your passions can be a source of comfort, adventure, and even friendship. Embrace them, and watch how they bring light to your days, one joyful moment at a time. Thing number 4. Eat a healthy, balanced diet. It's a familiar scene in many kitchens across America. Morning sunlight streaming through the curtains, the comforting smell of coffee in the air, and a bowl of cereal or plate of toast on the table. Maybe you've always taken pride in preparing meals for yourself or your family, or maybe you're now cooking for one, and it's harder to find the same joy in it. Sometimes, you grab whatever's quick or easy, especially when aches and fatigue make cooking feel like a chore. You might have days where you skip meals altogether, or settle for frozen dinners and canned soups because they're just more convenient. After all, at this age, isn't it enough just to eat something and not go hungry? But what if there's more to food than simply filling your stomach? What if the small, everyday choices you make at the table are quietly shaping how you feel, move, and even think? Many people over 65 assume that changes in appetite, energy, or digestion are simply part of getting older. Maybe you've noticed your pants fitting looser, or the scale inching up even though you're eating less. Maybe certain foods just don't sit right anymore, or you find yourself feeling tired and foggy after meals. It's easy to blame all of this on age. But what if much of this is not just old age, but instead a reflection of how your body's needs are changing, and how the right foods could make all the difference? Here's a new way to think about it. Eating well isn't just about watching your weight or avoiding sugar. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs to heal, fight off disease, keep your mind sharp, and support your independence for years to come. Science has shown us that, after 65, your nutritional needs become more important, not less. With every decade, your body's ability to absorb certain vitamins and minerals decreases, your muscles require more protein to stay strong, and your heart and brain need the right fats to function at their best. A healthy, balanced diet isn't a luxury or a punishment. It's your most powerful tool to protect your quality of life. So what does this mean day to day? A balanced diet is about variety and color. It means more fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains instead of white bread or pasta, lean proteins like chicken, fish, eggs, or beans, and healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, and olive oil. It means drinking enough water, even when you don't feel thirsty, and keeping an eye on salt, sugar, and overly processed foods that sneak their way into so many packages and cans. It's about eating meals that are simple, satisfying, and filled with nutrients. Meals that leave you feeling energized and content, not heavy or sluggish. Let me tell you about Ms. Dorothy, a retired librarian in Florida. After her husband passed, Dorothy found herself losing interest in cooking. Her meals became smaller, and she relied more on processed snacks and takeout. She started feeling weak, lost a little weight, and her doctor noticed her blood pressure creeping up. One afternoon, her daughter visited and gently suggested they try cooking together. At first, Dorothy hesitated. She was sure her appetite would never come back. But they started small. Fresh spinach omelets in the morning, colorful salads at lunch, roasted chicken with sweet potatoes for dinner. Within weeks, Dorothy noticed she was sleeping better and had more energy. She started looking forward to meal times again and even invited a neighbor over for a Sunday lunch. Her next checkup brought good news. Her blood pressure had improved, and so had her spirits. For those who find cooking difficult, there are gentle ways to make healthy eating easier. Consider meal prepping once a week, chopping up fresh vegetables and fruit to have on hand. Try simple recipes that don't require a lot of steps or ingredients. Baked salmon with lemon, a hearty vegetable soup, or a bowl of Greek yogurt with berries. When shopping, stick to the outside aisles of the grocery store, where the freshest foods are found. If your appetite is small, try eating smaller meals more often, and focus on foods rich in protein and fiber to keep you feeling full and nourished. If you have health conditions, like diabetes, high blood pressure, or kidney problems, consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian to tailor your meals to your needs. Many communities offer free or low-cost nutrition classes for seniors, and some even provide meal delivery programs with healthy options. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your well-being is worth it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. And don't underestimate the power of sharing a meal. Eating with others, even just once a week, can improve digestion, lift your mood, and make healthy food taste even better. Invite a friend or neighbor, or join a community lunch at your local senior center. Sometimes, the best ingredient is good company. Eating well is not about perfection. There will be days when you crave your favorite comfort foods or reach for a slice of pie. That's okay. What matters is what you do most of the time, not just once in a while. Celebrate the meals that make you feel good, and notice how your body responds to healthier choices. Every balanced meal is a gift you give yourself, a way to honor all the years you've lived and all the adventures still to come. So if you're listening to this now, take a moment to reflect. What small change can you make today to nourish your body and spirit? Maybe it's trying a new vegetable, swapping soda for water, or making breakfast a daily ritual again. You deserve meals that bring you joy, strength, and peace of mind. The truth is, your story is far from over, and food is one of the ways you can keep writing it, vividly, energetically, and on your terms. Eating a healthy, balanced diet isn't about restriction or rules. It's about loving yourself enough to give your body what it needs to thrive. Each meal is an opportunity, a chance to support your heart, mind, and independence for many more years to come. And that, more than anything, is what it means to be winning at life, one nourishing bite at a time. Thing number 5. Keep a positive, grateful, and accepting mindset. It's another morning, and you pause for a moment at the window, coffee in hand, looking out at the changing sky. Maybe it's raining today, or maybe the sunlight is bright and golden. Either way, it's a new day, one that brings with it the usual aches, the creaks in your joints, the list of things you wish you could do but now find harder. Sometimes you catch yourself remembering a time when you moved with ease, when the future seemed wide open, when there was always a new project or adventure ahead. Now, some days feel quieter, and some worries, about your health, your loved ones, even the world, seem to settle on your shoulders, heavy as a winter coat. It's easy to think that as you get older, the challenges will outweigh the joys. Many people believe that a positive attitude comes naturally to the young, while worry, regret, or even bitterness is the territory of age. But is that true? What if instead, these years are an opportunity? A second season of wisdom, gratitude, and acceptance, unlike any before. What if it's not what happens to us, but how we choose to see it, that truly shapes our days? Science backs this up in surprising ways. Research shows that people who keep a positive, grateful mindset aren't just happier, they're physically healthier, too. Seniors who practice gratitude have stronger immune systems, lower rates of depression, and even better sleep. A positive outlook helps the body handle stress, lowers blood pressure, and is linked to living longer. Gratitude and acceptance don't erase life's struggles, but they soften them, making the tough times more bearable and the good times even sweeter. Of course, keeping a grateful heart and an accepting mind isn't always easy. There will be moments, loss, illness, disappointments, or simply days when the loneliness feels like too much. In those times, positivity isn't about ignoring your pain, but about holding it gently, right alongside the things that are still good and true in your life. It means making a conscious choice, day after day, to look for what is still beautiful, still possible, still worth loving. Let me share the story of Mrs. Jean, a retired school principal from Pennsylvania. A few years ago, Jean lost her husband of 50 years. The grief was sharp, the emptiness overwhelming. She found herself replaying old regrets, wishing she had said, "I love you" more, wishing they'd taken that trip to California, wishing she'd worried less about small things. But one morning, as she was watering her window plants, she decided to try something new. Each day, she would write down one thing she was grateful for, just one. At first, the list was simple. "I made it out of bed. The coffee tastes good," my daughter called. But as the days passed, her list grew. "My neighbor brought me soup," I heard a robin singing. "I remembered a funny story from our honeymoon." The more she noticed, the more blessings she found. Slowly, her heart began to heal. She didn't stop missing her husband, but she found she could carry both sadness and gratitude on the same day. Now, Jean says, "I still have days when I cry, but I have many more when I smile, sometimes at the very same memory." If you want to begin, start small. Each morning or evening, think of one thing you're grateful for. Maybe it's your morning walk, the taste of ripe strawberries, a kind word from a stranger, or the simple comfort of your favorite chair. Write it down, say it aloud, or share it with a friend. Over time, this practice rewires the brain, making it easier to see the good, even on hard days. Acceptance is just as powerful as gratitude. Aging brings changes none of us ask for. Changes in our bodies, our roles, sometimes in our friendships or sense of purpose. Fighting against what can't be changed only makes life harder. But when you accept what is, with an open heart, you free yourself to find new joys, new strengths, and even new beginnings. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over struggle and hope over regret. Positivity and gratitude are also contagious. When you share your thankful spirit, by smiling at a neighbor, offering encouragement, or simply listening to someone's story, you brighten your day and theirs. Just as a single candle lights up a dark room, your outlook can lift the people around you, creating a circle of warmth and belonging. There will always be things outside your control, but there are always things you can choose. To savor the sweetness of today, to forgive old hurts, to look for silver linings, to reach out and help someone else. Many seniors find new purpose in volunteering, mentoring, or simply being present for their friends and family. Every act of kindness, every moment of gratitude, plants a seed for a better day. So if you're watching this now, know that your story isn't finished. The challenges you face are real, but so are your strengths. There is still beauty to be noticed, laughter to be shared, and gratitude to be felt. With each day, you have the chance to choose, to see what's possible, to accept what cannot be changed, and to give thanks for all that remains. You've already overcome so much. Your resilience is proof that you can weather whatever comes next. Keep a journal, count your blessings, share your wisdom, and let yourself feel joy, even in small, ordinary things. You are not alone on this path, and every positive thought, every grateful word, is a quiet victory. You are still here, still growing, still shining. And every day you choose gratitude and acceptance, you are truly winning at life. One grateful heart, one hopeful morning at a time. Thing number 6. Regular health checkups and self-care. It's a sunny Thursday morning, and you glance at the calendar taped to your refrigerator. There, circled in bright red, is a reminder: doctor's appointment, 10 a.m. Maybe your first instinct is to sigh, wishing you could skip it. After all, you feel mostly fine, and doctor's visits can be a hassle. Another form to fill out, another wait in a chilly exam room, maybe even a bit of anxiety about what the doctor might say. You're not alone in this feeling. Many older adults, especially those who've been healthy most of their lives, quietly avoid checkups, convinced they know their bodies best or worried they'll only hear bad news. Maybe you tell yourself, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Or you think, at my age, aches and pains are just a part of life. But what if that old way of thinking is putting your independence and well-being at risk? What if regular health checkups and a little extra self-care are two of the most powerful things you can do to keep enjoying life on your terms? Let's challenge the old idea that checkups are only for when you're sick. In reality, they're a gift you give to your future self, a way of taking charge, catching small issues before they become big problems, and protecting your freedom for years to come. Science is clear. As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to silent health issues that can sneak up with little or no warning. High blood pressure, diabetes, changes in vision or hearing, or early signs of cancer. Many of these conditions can be managed, even reversed, when found early. Regular checkups aren't just about numbers on a chart. They're a chance for you and your healthcare team to work together, reviewing your medications, screening for common senior concerns like memory loss or fall risk, and making sure your vaccinations are up to date. Every appointment is an act of prevention, a quiet safeguard against surprises that might steal your independence. Let me tell you about Mr. Bill, a retired mechanic from Michigan. Bill always prided himself on toughing it out and rarely saw a doctor. But one year, his daughter insisted he get a routine checkup. Reluctantly, Bill agreed. The doctor caught a small, early rise in his blood sugar, a warning sign for diabetes. With a few simple diet changes and regular walks, Bill was able to keep his blood sugar in check, avoid medication, and stay healthy. He admits now that he nearly missed the warning. If I'd waited until I felt sick, he says, I might have ended up in the hospital instead of walking my grandkids to school every morning. Bill's story is far from rare. Millions of seniors have quietly avoided bigger health problems simply by showing up for their regular checkups. Self-care goes hand in hand with seeing your doctor. It isn't just about spa days or bubble baths, though those can be nice, too. Self-care means listening to your body, honoring your limits, and treating yourself with the same kindness you offer others. It means taking your medications as prescribed, eating balanced meals, getting enough sleep, and moving your body as best you can. It's making time for rest when you need it and not feeling guilty for saying no to things that drain your energy. It's about tending to your emotional health, talking to a friend when you feel lonely, practicing deep breathing, or spending quiet moments in nature. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The power of self-care also lies in the small routines you build. Maybe you start each day by stretching, or you keep a glass of water beside your bed to remind yourself to hydrate. Maybe you keep a list of your medications and update it regularly, or schedule your annual flu shot on the same date each year. Small habits add up, giving you a sense of control and comfort that grows with time. If you feel anxious about checkups, know that you're not alone. It's natural to worry about what you might hear, but knowledge is power. Doctors aren't just there to find problems, they're there to help you thrive. Bring a list of questions or concerns, and ask about anything you don't understand. If a diagnosis feels overwhelming, bring a trusted friend or family member to take notes or help you make decisions. You deserve a care team that listens and treats you with respect. Technology can be a helpful partner, too. Many clinics now offer phone or video visits for routine questions, prescription refills, or simple check-ins. If you struggle to get to appointments, look for transportation programs through your local senior center or health plan. Some pharmacies deliver medications, and many communities offer home health visits or mobile lab services. Don't let distance or logistics stand between you and the care you deserve. For those living with chronic conditions, arthritis, heart disease, high blood pressure, self-care means being proactive. Track your symptoms, follow your treatment plan, and don't hesitate to speak up if something feels off. Remember, your voice matters. The goal is not just to live longer, but to live better, with energy, clarity, and as much independence as possible. And don't forget your mental and emotional checkups, too. Loneliness, anxiety, or depression are not inevitable parts of aging. They're signals that you might need more support or a gentle change in routine. Reach out to friends, counselors, or community groups if you need encouragement or someone to talk to. Taking care of your mind is just as vital as caring for your body. So, as you finish this video, take a moment to look at your calendar. When was your last checkup? How are you caring for yourself each day? Remember, every appointment, every good habit, every small act of kindness toward yourself is a statement that your life and well-being matter. Regular checkups and self-care are not chores or burdens. They are acts of love, for yourself and for those who care about you. Each visit, each pill taken as prescribed, each healthy meal or gentle walk is another way of choosing life, choosing freedom, and choosing joy. No matter your age or health status, you deserve to feel your best. By staying proactive and nurturing your body and mind, you're giving yourself the best chance to keep enjoying the things and people you love. In this way, you are truly winning at life, one checkup, one healthy choice, and one self-caring moment at a time. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything we've shared today. At 70 and beyond, life is not defined by what you've lost, but by all that you can still embrace. Each of the 6 simple things, staying physically active, maintaining social connections, nurturing your passions, eating well, keeping a positive mindset, and caring for your health, isn't just a checklist. They're building blocks for a life filled with meaning, independence, and joy, no matter what your birth certificate says. Maybe you've faced moments of doubt, loneliness, or frustration. That's normal, and it's okay to feel those things. But remember, every day brings a new chance to begin again. Even the smallest step, a walk down the hallway, a call to an old friend, a healthy meal, a grateful thought, or keeping a doctor's appointment, can spark real change. These choices, repeated over time, are what keep you strong, connected, and truly alive. Your story isn't over. This chapter might just be the most rewarding of all. You have wisdom that the world still needs, laughter that still matters, and love that is as powerful as ever. Don't underestimate the impact of your daily actions, both for yourself and for those around you. You are proof that age is not a barrier, but a badge of honor, a testament to resilience and the enduring beauty of the human spirit. So keep moving, keep reaching out, keep learning, and keep caring for yourself. Celebrate your victories, big and small, and know that you are, without question, still winning at life.